Are you ready to plan that epic Disney trip? Learn how to do it with a Disney planning expert here on episode 27 of the Theme Park Hipster Show. Hey, Theme Park Hipsters, it's your host, NikkyJ, the owner of ThemeParkHipster.com, where I help you plan the best solo theme park vacation with the latest tips, reviews, personal stories, and more. This week's episode is brought to you by the Theme Park Hipster app. The Theme Park Hipster app gives you all the planning tools that you need to power up your Disney vacation with the tools and information all in one app. Plus, there is a theme park trivia portion that includes questions on Disney parks, Disney movies, Universal Orlando Resort, Busch Gardens, SeaWorld, and so much more. The trivia section is my favorite aspect of the app, as it will help keep you busy while waiting in line at the parks. You can find the Theme Park Hipster app on the Apple App Store. I'd love to invite you to try it out. Now let's get back to the show. Welcome back, guys. We are chatting with a very special person today that will plan a one-of-a-kind Walt Disney World vacation for you. Our guest is a Disney travel planner at Destinations in Florida. Laura lives in St. Louis, Missouri with her husband and 2 daughters and has successfully accomplished the feat of turning her whole family into Disney fanatics just like her. She is a true believer in the Disney magic and sincerely wants to share that joy with anyone considering a Disney trip. She wants everyone to be as passionate about the parks as she is and hopes to instill that passion into her clients. In addition to Disney-related travel, she has traveled throughout the United States and is a big fan of the national parks. She is always up for an adventure, but believes you can never be too prepared. She enjoys researching and planning almost as much as traveling. Laura is a Disney College of Knowledge graduate, and as a graduate, she will help you accomplish your Disney planning goals. Let's welcome to the Theme Park Hipster Show, my very own Disney planner, Laura. Hello, Laura. I'm so happy to have you here with me and all the theme park hipsters out there. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm super excited to be here. Thank you so much for asking me to be a part of your podcast.
Thank you so much for joining. Now, the first thing that I want to know before we get into all the good details about planning that Disney vacation is, what is Destinations in Florida and how do you even get started there?
Destinations in Florida is a authorized Disney vacation planner. We are a travel agency specializing in Disney trips. We are an earmarked agency, which means we have a special designation from Disney that they only give to so many agencies. You have to go through certain training in that to be earmarked, and that is us. And we were, in fact, one of the first earmarked agencies. Our agency was started by a husband and wife who were former cast members of Walt Disney World. Wow. So they worked there. They loved it. They said, let's do something with this. And so then they put it out to the world. And I got started with it because I did some research. I was thinking I wanted to do something in the realm of helping people plan their trips. And I found a bunch of different agencies that allow you to work from home like our agents do. And I really was drawn to Destinations in Florida just because of the prestige. They've been around for a while. They're well known to the Disney reservations agents. We know what we're doing. We have a really good core group of people who are we really know what we're doing. So I enjoy that.
That's so cool. And when you say earmark, that's like a big deal when you're trying to choose a travel agent or a Disney planner.
It is. Being an earmarked agency means we have a dedicated phone line to the Disney Reservations line, which really can help, especially when Disney releases deals like the free dining promotions and those things. And we have our own dedicated line. We still have to wait online for maybe hours at a time, but it's maybe only 2 hours instead of 7 or something. But it's definitely nice. And and it's just that they know who we are. So a lot of times, being an earmarked agency, you have a little extra pull for your guests. If we have a guest who has this particular request, Disney will see that we are putting that request in for our guests. They know we're earmarked, and they're a lot more likely to honor those requests because of that.
Wow. Man, I did not know that. And you guys do focus on Disney, but is that like the only thing that you can plan for anyone?
No, in fact, we have branched out. So we are called Destinations in Florida, but we also are called Destinations to Explore because our agency owners decided, let's branch out. We want to do more than just theme parks in Florida. We want to do everything. So yeah, we can help you plan from, a weekend in Las Vegas to a cruise to a family reunion somewhere to an all-inclusive resort in the Caribbean or, anything around the world, basically.
Wow. I did not know that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me put that down for myself. Now, with all those kind of plannings that you guys do, what are like some of the common myths that people think comes with hiring an authorized Disney vacation planner?
I think the biggest myth is that there is a fee. There's no fee. At least our agency, we don't charge you a fee. There probably still are agencies that do. But I think that goes back to, 30, 40 years ago when the travel agency industry was all brick and mortar and there was no internet. And, you had to go to an office and those offices, they did charge fees. So that's still kind of ingrained in people. And that has gone completely by the wayside. We don't charge a fee. Our agents we're all paid by the destination, not by you. And in essence, what that means is that you are paying for the use of a travel planner, whether you use one or not. So it really behooves you to use an agent to help you with your trip. That's what it boils down to, that there's just no fees. And that's the biggest myth I know.
That's very interesting. So if someone comes to you and they're saying, well, I could just go online and go on a blog or a website and I can figure it out for myself. Why do I need to hire a Disney vacation planner? What would you say?
Well, sure. Yeah. I mean, definitely you can do it yourself. But even honestly, even people who are, Disney regulars who know the parks and they know what they're doing, I still recommend using an agent just because there's always questions that come up. Or, if you don't know what you want to make a change or something like that, you don't have to call. And every time you call, get some different agent. You have to explain your story again. You have to, go through the whole rigmarole. Mm-hmm. You talk to your agent. You'd be talking to me. I'm familiar with your family or your group or whoever's traveling. I'm familiar with your trip. It's always the same. You'll always get an answer directly from me. So the personal service is really something that helps when if you don't want to do it yourself, it definitely is a plus. And also that I will watch the deals for you. Wow. Like I sort of referenced to earlier, waiting online, for hours when Disney releases a discount or something like free dining promotion. Mm-hmm. The phone lines are completely tied up for days. And I mean, you can spend your whole day sitting there waiting online, trying to get through to see, hey, can I get this applied to my trip? Whereas I will do that for you. And you don't have to worry about that. And maybe they release something that's not quite such a large promotion. Maybe it's just a little room discount or something that not everybody, you don't hear about on every single blog and everything. But hey, that might still save you a little bit of money. You might not even be aware of it, but I am, and I'll check it and I'll see if I can apply it to your trip. You'll get that deal.
Man, that right there is worth contacting you alone. Right? I mean, first of all, it's free service, and then you're like our buffer. You're like our person out there, our representative, our knight coming out there to get everything done for us, and we just kind of just chit chat with you to let you know what we want or what we want to do.
Exactly. And my best testimonial to that would be to tell you that before I was ever a travel planner, I used a travel planner myself to plan my, I know what I'm doing. I was like, I'm going to leave it to them to watch that and, to let me know and watch the deals and all that. So that's the best testimonial I can give you for using a travel planner.
Wow. So if someone, they have finally made that decision to go to Walt Disney World, but they have no clue where to start, what advice would you give someone? Just that first step or any kind of thing to kind of get the ball rolling with your Disney trip?
Yeah, it's super overwhelming. And once you start to research it, you probably get even more overwhelmed because if you start, there's millions of things on social media that you can find for planning for your Disney trip. And that's great. And I think you need to do that. But you also need to take everything with a grain of salt because there's a lot of conflicting information on social media and, the Pinterest boards and stuff. And, I see it all the time. I'm on a lot of different Disney forums on social media, and I'll see somebody post a question and then they get 50 different answers. And it's like, if you had a travel planner, you could ask your travel planner and they would give you the right. I always want to say that. I'm like, if you just had a travel planner, just ask them and they'll tell you the answer. But, so my best advice would be to get a travel planner to help you. And then, any questions that come up, sometimes I get people that just send me a list, here's what I'm thinking, or here's what I'm wondering about. What do you think? And they'll send me a list of 25 questions or something, and that's fine. So that's probably the best thing you can do is get somebody to help you.
Yes. And I can definitely attest to like Laura, anytime I have a question, she responds so fast. Like, if it's something that they may not cover, she always has like an alternative for you. There's never a no with her. And that's from my own personal experience with her. and to go back to where you're talking about the forums with all the different questions, man, the dining plan. Oh my God.
Right. Yeah.
That alone.
Can you get this with can you substitute this? Can you, oh my gosh, yes, so many questions. And people will answer, yes, absolutely, 100%. No, absolutely. It's like, well, how could you ever get anything out there with all the conflicting information? But
you guys, listen, the Disney dining plan is very in-depth and you want someone who already knows it because this is just coming from my experience trying to do research for the blog. And I was like, I can't. This is too much for me.
It is. Yeah.
And speaking of the dining plan, when you guys are planning everything, can you help anyone with booking their dining reservations or like fast passes or any kind of special events? Do you guys also help with that?
Oh yeah, for sure. And really, I can help you as much or as little as you want. Like I have guests that sometimes they just want to do everything on their own. They just want me to handle the reservation. And that's totally fine too. But I also have guests that say, I need help with my dining, and that's totally fine too. I am happy to get on the phone lines and online first thing in the morning to get you those dining reservations because they are fast passes because some of those will be gone immediately if you don't get on right when the lines open. If you wait till noon that day, you're not going to find it. Even if you wait till 30 minutes late, sometimes for the real hot ones, you're not going to find a lot of availability. Absolutely. So yeah, I'm absolutely happy to help you get that and give you recommendations and all that kind of thing and plan out. I always plan out an itinerary for my guests, whether I've done the fast passes or not. But I will send everybody a little itinerary, a sample. And it's just like, if you want to follow this, here's some suggestions. If you don't, then that's fine too. It won't hurt my feelings. But, it's just to give you some idea of what to expect when you get there each day.
Man, I'm like, because I have to help plan this family/college reunion trip, and I have been putting off this itinerary. I'm like, I know I'm supposed to be the Disney person, but I don't want to plan an itinerary.
Yeah, it is. It's so much. It's a lot for sure. Yeah.
Now I know who to call, guys.
Right.
So you talk about you can help someone with an itinerary and also with the reservations. But what if someone has just listened to this podcast episode and realized like, well, I already started booking and doing all this stuff, but I want her. Is it too late? I mean, I've already got all my stuff booked. Should I still call Laura?
Well, I can tell you this. You can transfer a reservation. If you've made a reservation yourself, you can transfer your reservation to me if it's within 30 days of making your reservation and if it's not paid in full.
Oh, okay.
So as long as it falls under those two categories, then yes, there's just a quick little form that we just have to sign and send it into Disney, and then the reservation is transferred to myself. So it's pretty simple to do.
Wow. It's like I thought I always knew what a authorized Disney vacation planner did before, but now I kind of have like a whole new light. I'm like, wow, she can really do this. So right. Now I'm like, okay, well, I know who to go to for a lot more. And speaking of like you planning for others, do you kind of take those same steps to plan for yourself? And when was your last trip to Disney?
Yeah, it was at Disney just last month. It's an entirely different animal when you're planning for your own family. I will tell you that. It's crazy. I love planning for other people. Yeah. I love putting that together. Planning for myself is like, oh my gosh, I want to tear my hair out sometimes. Like, what am I going to do? But yes, I do try to follow my own advice sometimes. It's a different world doing that.
And what did you guys do on your last trip that you haven't done before, or something that you've done that you really love doing that you did on your last trip?
We usually try to do something different each time. I had my husband and my daughters with me. And so we do a lot of the same stuff, but we wanted to try out, just a couple new things. We ended up staying at Copper Creek Villas, which we've never stayed at before. So that was really a cool place to stay. So that was kind of our one big different thing we did this time. So we liked that a lot.
Now, if you guys don't know, this place is amazing. This is like Disney VIP. It's like, I want to stay here.
Yeah. It's definitely not an every trip kind of place, but it was amazing. So I loved it.
So did you guys kind of just miss Toy Story Land opening when you were there?
Yes, we were there like 3 days too early. So we saw the construction. It was funny because if you ride the Tower of Terror and the doors open at the top, you could really see a good view of it. It's like, oh, we could see the Slinky Dog coaster and everything out there when we were up at the top. But that's as good of a view that we got of it.
Okay, awesome, man. All right, now we know that you love Disney and you love vacation planning, but what is like one of your favorite theme parks? So what is your favorite theme park before we go?
Well, I probably have to say Magic Kingdom. I'm a big Walt Disney fan. So I love the nostalgia and all the history and everything. So, Magic Kingdom is so full of touches of Walt Disney. So I think that's probably my favorite just because of that.
And I know this might be because I like to kind of see what other people like, but is there a ride that is no longer at Disney that you wish was still here that kind of sparked that kind of same nostalgia to you?
I don't know. I mean, I do hate to see things close, but I love to see the innovation and what comes of it. So, I was a big fan of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. So I was one that was sad when that one closed. So, that's probably one that I miss the most.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. Thank you for just coming on here and sharing some information with all of the listeners out there. I want you guys to know that there are so many ways to plan for your Disney vacation, but if you want to make sure you have that best vacation, then you want to have an authorized Disney vacation planner, and you want to hit up Laura over at Destinations in Florida. Is there some particular contact that they can get to you directly?
My email is laura@destinationsinflorida.com. And my phone number is 314-374-6654. And you could reach me either of those ways, and I'd be happy to help.
Thank you again. Thank you so much. And we'll go back to the studio.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Wow, guys. Now, wasn't that a jam-packed interview? I mean, Laura came with the fire, especially all of the tips that, I learned just speaking with her, and the aspect of if I've already started planning my trip and I'm like, hey, this is just getting too much, that she will just jump in, save the day, and get those Disney reservations and tickets and all of that good stuff taken care of for you and for me. I hope that you learned something from this episode. And if you have any additional questions, feel free to reach out to me at ThemeParkHipster@gmail.com, or you can contact Laura directly. That is Laura@destinationsinflorida.com. Be sure to rate and review this episode. That way I can continue to bring you the best theme park hacks tailored just for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to the Theme Park Hipster Show. And remember that you are my friend and you are my family, whether you know that or not. And until next time, happy park hopping hipsters. The content on the Theme Park Hipster Show represents my own and not those of any organizations or activity mentioned. I am just someone here who likes to share my own stories to you and hope that I can help you have the best vacation ever.